back at the Prairie Livestock Expo talking to the various people, the exhibitors and so forth, all that makes agriculture happen locally and happen around the world. We just talked with Ryan Plett, the owner of the company, and now we're going to talk to Shawn Compton, who I interviewed years ago on another unit that was maybe the precursor of what we have, and that has to do with composting. And I was so impressed at that point. Now, Shawn, tell me it's improved. Now tell me what we've got with the picture behind us here.
Well, basically, we've just got an improvement on an old technology. And Harry, I've known you for 20 years. Like you say, we've interviewed in the past. I used to own a company that manufactured BioVitter, similar product. I've been away from the industry for 5 years. I come back, faces are still all the same. But what we've done is I've associated myself with Ryan and Novid, who've been manufacturing stainless steel products for 25 years. So we've taken an old technology, a proven technology, and we've made it better. It's modular, so you can add, as your operations expand, you can add to it. Basically, composting is in-vessel composting is a economical, environmentally friendly method of disposing of dead stock.
So who would really use it?
Any livestock producers, your big integrators, your poultry, hogs, slaughterhouse waste. We've been involved with some fisheries, anything organic that will compost. The Forks Market uses one in Winnipeg. There's school divisions that use it for cafeteria waste.
So tell me how it works.
Composting is a combination of carbon and nitrogen. It's a natural biological process. Your carbon comes from wood shavings or a similar product. Your nitrogen comes from your dead stock, your animals. You mix them 1-to-1 on a volume basis. So you would load them in the loading zone, and the machine will rotate off and on throughout the day, and the natural microbes just turn it into compost in 7 to 10 days. It's pretty amazing.
I remember when we did the article way back when, that at that point you had to be careful where you disposed of the finished product. So what do you do now?
The finished product, it's come a long way. People understand the technology now. They understand the science. It's a pathogen-free product coming out of the end, so it can be stockpiled to continue composting and then just spread on the land. It's safe, environmentally friendly. You're not putting dead stock in landfills. You're not burying them for groundwater contamination. A lot of the integrators looking at systems like this are doing it for disease pressure reasons. They don't want truck traffic coming back and forth picking up dead stock.
So when you look at this unit, I mean, the way I understood it then, you could put a cow into it, you could put a pig, or how does that work? Maybe
we have larger models that you could physically put a cow in. Now, with cattle, because they're such a large animal, you'd want to quarter them because they're tough to get in, and they take a longer to compost if they're not broken into smaller pieces.
So you're, as Ryan told us, you're selling product all over North America.
We're actually selling product all over the world on the compost side. The tanks, freight-wise, is a little difficult to go overseas. With the composter, because they're modular, we can break them down, we can ship them easy. They're quality built, and they'll last a lifetime. So we've got markets in Taiwan, in China, North America.
And so the reception then, is it a hard sell or an easy sell?
It's a medium sell. It depends who you talk to. If you sit down and really explain the economics and the disease pressures to people, it makes sense compared to the alternatives.
So what are the components involved in the unit?
You have an inner drum that's made out of stainless steel, butt welded, 2 inches of polyurethane foam insulation sprayed on, and then it's wrapped with a stainless steel shell. So it retains its heat. The microbes do all the work. You don't need extra mechanization. It's just a simple, easy to use system.
I remember years ago when BSE hit, and a farmer had some dairy cows that were worthless, right? So he buried them. And he invited me over to come, and I think about 7 days, maybe not even, you could walk right by and you couldn't smell anything. It was looked after, and he'd done it Right. I mean, of course, at that time, burying in the ground wasn't, was frowned upon by government, right?
Right.
So this obviously takes that concept, but really makes it work.
It takes the composting process and controls the environment. Bunker composting, where you have concrete bunkers and you layer your animals in wood shavings or a carbon source, takes a month or two for the animals to completely break down, and you have to physically open the piles and move them from bunker to bunker. With in-vessel composting and the NovaComp, it controls the environment, so it takes that process down to a 7 to 10 day window.
Are there any permits that a producer has to go through in order to put one on his yard?
No, we've done all the testing on the compost systems themselves, on the end product, so we have all that data to back up the producers. You can purchase one today and install it tomorrow, no problem.
Boy, so things have really changed since we did that first interview some 20 years ago.
They have, from a lot of work on individuals' parts like myself on promoting it properly, and most of it's in the management.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. That's Shawn Compton with Novid, and we had an interesting discussion. And it's funny, even at my age, I learned things. When I did an article years ago how things have changed, some things stay the same, but other things change. So once again, we'll be back here at the Prairie Livestock Expo after these messages.